Yes, now we'll come to the final play performance today, The Lenticular by Kevin Killian. This play is by Kevin Killian, the wide-ranging poet, novelist, playwright, and critic who passed away in June in San Francisco. You can read more about him on what I just mentioned, about his accomplished life in the arts, in the essay on page 6 of the online Boog City calendar magazine. Among much else, Kevin Killian was a leading force in Poets Theater. With the consent of his widow, Dodie Bellamy, we're happy to honor Kevin Killian with this special performance. The setting will be, the play will open in Rosedale, an affluent suburb north of Toronto. In the salon of the Court Sisters, guests gather for dinner. Playing those guests, Rolls Andre, Leanne Brown, Shiv Mirabito, Aeliana Nicole, and Alexis Smith. The entire piece directed by Tony Torn. Please welcome them.
But Greta dear, where are those goldfish I adore?
It's complicated.
Their wee mincing tails, so flirtatious. Tell me, is Allison home? I tell you, I'm dying to hear the latest about, what are those things that interest her so? Those little picture things that change?
The lenticular cabin, that's her King Charles head.
Why do I so frequently think of lentil soup when you mention that word? Greek experts, come, trace their common derivation.
I shouldn't know this, but somehow I do. Through osmosis, I guess. My sad fate, lenticular images, in fact, do derive their name from the same root as the quotidian lentil.
You nurses must know all sorts of things.
I suppose we do.
Between lentil beans and those gerbils and flashlights.
When they learn I'm a nurse, men will always hone in on one ordinary extraction procedure. But in my case, Cabin, I'm concerned about my sister. She's obsessed. She's turned our entire living room into a large lenticular art cube that stretches from hutch to sideboard and gives the unsettling illusion that one has already eaten. You can't even make out the food on your plate. It seems to bilocate each time your fork makes a jab for it.
I wonder if that extraction procedure to which you allude is the same one I'm thinking of.
It is. The question is, what to do with Allison? You were engaged to her, Cabin. Give me some advice. I don't really love her the way a sister should.
Me. She and I set a date, and then she broke it off. Why? Hard to say. But I still love her, speaking as an aesthetician. She's quite extraordinary looking, and she sure can rock a caftan.
But this time she's gone too far.
Dear, you can always get new goldfish.
She's called Tim, my boss. Dr. Tim. I couldn't be more embarrassed. And your mission, Cabin? Somehow distract Dr. Tim when dinner starts. Do not let Allison browbeat him with her LQ test.
Have I met Tim?
I don't know, but I love him the way meat loves salt. As much as or more than my sister loves her lenticules.
Oh, okay. What's cooking? It smells divine. And neither of you were ever known for your cuisine.
Our salons are now catered out of household things.
And what's an LQ test?
Look, here's the chef now.
Miss Greta, we're going to start laying down the food in a minute. I hope you're hungry. Who's this?
I'm Cabin Karki. Don't bother repronouncing my name. Just remember it's like a little log cabin, and under the mat you'll find my car key.
Well, I'm Mitch of Mitch's Digestibles. May I give you my card?
But I would rather you let me give my heart to serve with love.
Well, Miss Cord, that mural in your dinette, it kind of frightens me. I walk in one door and I see a field of African veldt, and then I come to the pantry and it's like a flowery apron on an amateur cook. You know, all violets, no rigor.
When we used to date, Allison was all about grilling the waitstaff. Is this produce raw? It was mortifying, and I see she hasn't changed.
Well, while we wait for the final guest, won't you try some nibbles? This is goldfish amandine, raised locally. Indeed, within 8 feet of the eat site.
I'll have to check my own heart rate after I scream.
Tilo Seagal, 2011.
Yes, think of Allison's work as performance art of a sort. You stood in line for 8 hours at the Met to watch Alexander McQueen fit Marina Abramovich. This you get every day, no waiting.
No goldfish for me. Thanks, Mitch. Gee, it's like a Gershwin tune.
Well, Miss Allison has ordered the Thayer Abbott special. Camouflage birds. From above, they're blue. To match the sky, from below, nature gives them white underbellies. So their enemies think that there's snow and burrow.
I said no, thank you.
Think of penguins.
Midge, dear, let's meet again at the eat site.
Who's this? Is this the famous Dr. Tim I've heard so much about?
Allison, don't be so disconnected. You were my fiance. You know I'm no doctor. You've known me since RISD, where we worked with Dale Chihuly.
Isabel.
Please, Allison, relax. Let this be the one occasion where you don't whip out your LQ test at the drop of a napkin ring.
That's okay, Greta. Allison, dear, try it on me. I love taking tests. It puts me firmly on the side of the federal.
Oh dear.
Now, so, doctor, peer through these lenses and tell me what you see on my dining room wall.
A peacock's tail?
It's actually only more lenses, infinitely small. Although I'm trying to enlarge them by one method or another.
She thought she might have found a new size of lenticule on the golden backs of my little fish.
We call this a lenticular print. It may look like a peacock feather to you, Dr. Tim, but it's really only superb printing by my factory elves.
Now run over to the other side and see what appears.
Now run over to the other side. Stealing my thunder, sister mine.
I'm sorry.
Now, reapply these binoculars to your eyes, Dr. Tim, and turn them to focus into the room on the far side of the threshold. What appears?
Hastily, I see what looks like a gravestone in an autumn cemetery.
Poor little innocent fish sacrificed to lenticular science.
a graveyard in old Nepal, in my honest opinion.
What the public came to love about the lenticular was its way of emblematizing the loss of the past to the present, or the present to the future.
It makes time pass so quickly. A boon to the board. One step and you're in the grid of life, proud as a peacock. But blink and well, you're dead.
Not literally!
The lenticular is death, but only the sort of death Masumi, echoing Michel Foucault, calls incorporeal materialism. And step back to where you were, or shut your left eye, and the grave disappears, and you're back to life, or the next thing to it. You're back in the past recaptured, the future negated. Proust would have loved it, and in his honor, Midge is now passing out some delectable goldfish almondy.
Half a mo!
Is it really about the passage from death to life?
And back again.
Yes, Cher had a sizable hit with that Masumian delight. If I could turn back time. Remember, Allison? It was going to be our first dance as newlyweds. Cher stood atop an enormous battleship and made the world listen to itself. The tortoise nearly mated the hare.
I think I remember, Dr. Tim.
I'm Dr. Tim. Are there two of us?
I'm Cabin, and this is Allison, Greta's little sister. She looks sweet and innocent, doesn't she, Doctor? But believe me, she's Satan with a strap on, as I'm sure you've heard.
How do you do, Miss Course? Now, you have an interest in things lenticular, or so I hear from your charming sister.
Hello, doctor.
Administer your LQ test, Allison, or should I say Dolores, Our Lady of Pain. A Swinburne touch to the lenticular, or so I've always thought, since its adoption by medical sciences in the 1950s. Could you hurt me, sweet lips, though I hurt you? Men touch them and change in a trice, the lilies and languors of virtue, for the raptures and roses of vice.
Finally, one who understands. As a little girl, I was drawn to the flame of the candle rather than its wick. Daddy gave me a set of tiny cards, no bigger than your mandible, Doctor. And each one depicted a scene from nature. In one, a green tree on the hill. Tuck it up a notch, and the leaves turned red. Tuck it up another notch, and the tree is shining white with cold.
That was my card, sister. Mine. Yours was the lighthouse.
In a second card, a lighthouse stood wet and dark on a mossy cliff. But when I spun the card around my head, beams of light burst out of its lens, under its dome, circling the dark, bloody sea below.
That was my heart, not the sea.
My nose tells me dinner's ready in the next room. Shall I see what's cooking?
I've convoked this dinner to show off my newest work of art. That mural which performs life and death is lovely, but it's very 2008. My elves have been slaving day and night, weaving a carpet made of lenticules. You'll feel like you're walking on a cloud, and you will be. And the next step, you'll be greeted by the hounds of hell.
Satan with a strap-on, to be sure.
Allison, where's Greta?
Oh, have you checked the nurse's station? Oh, that old-fashioned white she wears, the no color of a movie screen. No wonder all you men prefer me, for I come in colors everywhere. Do you know this poem, which I sort of adapted for my own style sense? When as in silks my lensic self goes, then methinks how sweetly flows the liquefaction of my clothes. Next, when I cast mine eyes and see that brave vibration, each way free. Oh, how that glittering taketh me!
Do I hear raised voices from the pantry?
Somehow, Greta exited without being seen.
And you doubted the power of my purposive lenticular.
I'm sorry I killed your fish!
They were my heart. They were not fish. They were the lenses of my youth as a girl.
Maybe doubted is the wrong word. I never doubted per se, but when we were an item, Allison, you used to exaggerate your influence in world affairs.
Mistress Allison, do you ever see clients alone? I have a bit of an extraction problem your arts might assuage.
Remember when you said you met J.D. Salinger? In where was it, dear? Somewhere doomy like New Hampshire. And you talked him into putting those brassy stripes on the corners of his books?
Brassy? I think not. Well, they did the trick, didn't they? For Jerry, the lenticular bounces us back and forth from the illuminations that sometimes rattle our lives, turning us into quiz kids, and then back into the doldrums of the mundane, where we realize wisdom is but a fleeting thing. We really are as phony as those squares we despise.
Jerry?
Well, that is the name his intimates used to bark out erotic orders to him with, while tightly encased in black vinyl, as he lay moaning on the damp floor of his homely Buddhist dungeon basement. "Jerry, you piece of shit!" began many perorations.
My word, Miss Court, you are a firework. Come on, show me what you're worth.
There was the real world, Allison, and then there was the world you took from me.
Oh, hold lift that mirror, do. Angle it so we can see into my newly carpeted dining room.
Dr. Tim, do something! The poor girl's on the edge of shock.
I'll be fine. Let's hold the mirror up to the dialectic, shall we?
How ghastly! Isn't she that catering girl? So keen to pass on her card?
Perhaps. Blow out the candles, Greta!
My eyes are playing tricks on me! Is that Mitch? Or is it a whole system of values dead on the rug?
It is not one person who ruined our lives, but a whole nexus of market demands.
By Jove, I think it's capitalism.
Say something.